Hello class, let us begin today with Civics chapter 6 political parties. In this chapter, we are going to learn about different state parties, national political parties, why do we need political parties, how can parties be reformed, and the challenges what political parties face. Right? Functions of political parties, necessities, everything we are going to learn in this chapter. Clear? So let's begin. Introduction. A political party is a group of like-minded people who hold similar views on political issues of the country. So what is the meaning of a political party? Political party means it's a group of like-minded people, same thinking people, same followers of one party, and they hold similar views on political issue of the country. So altogether, this group of people are known as political party. It is an organized group seeking to gain power through democratic means. Now, whenever elections are there, from these parties, there will be candidate who is standing for the election, and if the candidate wins, that party is going to come as a government, is going to form the government, and the others, they will be in the position of opposition parties. So this is an organized group wherein they are trying to seek the gain of power, and that is through democratic means, right? In pursuit of this objective, political parties field their candidates in the election held for the public offices of the country. That means, in pursuit of this objective, that means seeking to gain power through democratic means. In pursuit of this objective, political parties, what do they do is, as I told you earlier, they keep their candidates in the election. And with the help of election, people elect their representative, and that representative who is belonging to that particular party is going to come in formation of government. Clear? Next, basic characteristics. Now, what are the basic characteristics of this political party? Unity of purpose, organized system of working, constitutional means, national interest, program and policy. These are the basic characteristics of political parties. Now, what do these characteristics mean? Unity of purpose means a political party can only function when all the members in that party is having unity between themselves. Unity between them on basic of issues and policy matters. If there is no unity between the people or between the members in that party is not going to prevail more. So unity of purpose should be the first thing, that should be the basic characteristic of a political party. Second one, organized system of working. The system of working in that political party should have rules and regulations, and also they should maintain certain discipline. It's not that they are a political party or they are going to be the ruling party, then they don't have any rules and regulations, they can have any kind of manners. No. There is proper, or there should be proper rules and regulations, and also they should maintain a certain discipline. That should be the second basic characteristic of a organized system of working. Third one, constitutional means. It should work through democratic means to attain its objective. As we know that in a democratic country, why is a constitution made? It has to be made, or it is to be made, or it is compulsory to be made, because there are proper rules and regulations which is kept or which is done to see to it that not a single political party or not a single person who is given some authority in the government is misusing it or doing according to whatever he or she wish. That should not be there. So, by constitutional means, which is having the rights and regulations and everything written under it, according to the citizens, that should work through democratic means to attain its objective. If the objective of the political party is to win the election, then they should win it by a proper democratic way, not by corrupting anybody, not by getting bribed, not by forcing to anyone to vote for them. That should be very well seen by the candidates and the political parties. National interest. The parties working for groups such as scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, factory workers are considered as political parties because they work on non-sectarian issues. There are some parties who are working for national interest. That means they are working for the people who are coming underprivileged or who are not having a proper privilege, like scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, factory workers who are having problem, not proper working conditions, not having proper standard of living and all. For them, there are certain political parties because they work for non-securitarian issues. They are coming under national interest. Program and policy. A political party should have certain aims and objectives. A political party, when they are setting up a political party, when they are standing for an election, there should be certain aim and objective for that party which is going to be a positive one for the citizens and the society. So they should consider or they should make such programs and policies which are helpful for the nation, which is helpful for the state, which is helpful for the country. Then only they can be considered as a proper political party. Next, recognition of political party. The Election Commission grants recognition to a political party. A political party is recognized as a national party if it is already recognized in 4 or more states. Now, there is a commission named as Election Commission which is set up during the election period, and they are the whole and sole authority to decide the elections, to see whether there is no kind of malpractices happening during the election, to see whether the candidates are doing their work properly, to see to it that the capital which they are investing for the campaigning should not go up the limit. They should see that not a single citizen or person is corrupted or forced to vote for any candidate. All these things have to be seen by the election commission, the voter ID cards, the voters list, the whatever the things are there like EVM machine and all. It should not be in a bad manner or it should not be in a corrupted manner. Otherwise, it is going to affect our nation negatively. So for all these things, election commissions are authorized as looking or taking care of all the things which is coming under election. Beside this, the candidate set up by a party should secure 6% of the total valid votes. The fundamental right to form associations of citizens is guaranteed under Article 19 of the Constitution, which protects the political parties from undue harassment. That means in political parties also, Election Commission has to see to it that there are proper fundamental rights are there, which is forming the association of citizens, and also to see that there is no political party which protects the political parties from any kind of undue harassment. All these things has to be seen by the election commission. They play a main role because it is an election commission is an independent multi-member body which is constituted of for the superintendence, direction and conduct of elections. So they have to be very careful while seeing that any kind of malpractice during the during the election done by the political party has to be taken care with strict actions. So election commission is having the whole and sole responsibility of that. Election related functions. What are the election related functions? Participation in elections, selection of candidates, campaigns, good governance, role as an opposition, act as an unifying bond, social change. These are some of the functions which are related to election, taking participation, selection, doing campaigning, role as an opposition, act as an unifying bond. It should not happen that a party won and the opposition party is now going and bombarding the one who has won, that why did you win? That should not be there. When there is an election, it is up to the hands of the public to decide whom they want as their representative, whom they want to form the government. That is totally up to them. So what is the whole and sole responsibility of the political party is to prove themselves good, prove themselves possible, that they can do something good for the society. That is the only thing which is there in the hands of the political parties. Now, types of political parties. Now, there are so many types of political parties. You can see in your textbook also, there are n number of pages where they have written about different political parties. Their symbols are given, which symbol for which political party, which state it is given more importance, and everything is there in your textbook also. So, types of political parties. First one, let's see about Congress. Congress origin. It traces its origins to Indian National Congress was founded in 1885. Since then, it has undergone several splits. The 7th general election in 1980 saw Mrs. Indira Gandhi returning to power. So, the Indian National Congress now came to be known as INC, in that Indira National Congress is also there. That means in 1885 it was formed, but after that there were so many several splits and all happening in that. But again in 1980, Mrs. Indira Gandhi came into power as a ruling party of Indian National Congress, and from that time onwards it is also known as Indira National Congress. Okay. Now, after the 14th general election in 2004, the Congress party formed an alliance with the other party called the United Progressive Alliance and formed the government. Now, during 14th general election, what happened in 2004? Congress party, they formed an alliance, they formed a treaty, they formed a joint government with the other parties called the United Progressive Alliance, and they formed the government. When the Congress party, they formed an alliance with the other parties, all together these parties were called as United Progressive Alliance, and that time onwards they have formed the government. And what were the policies and programs of that? Reservation of jobs in private sectors for tribals. These are the policies and programs of Congress government, right? Reservation for jobs in private sectors for tribals. Selective privatization of state-owned companies. Reservation of 1/3 of the Lok Sabha and Assembly seats for women. Providing employment to every rural household at a minimum wage for 100 days every year. Increase in allocation on education to 6% of the GNP. Revival of public distribution system. Revival of the sick public sector industries. So these were some of the policies and programs which were brought or which were put in forward by the Congress government, that they will look to it that there is reservation of jobs in private sector for tribal people, then providing employment to rural household people at minimum wage for 100 days every year, 1/3 of the Lok Sabha reservation and assembly seats for women was there, privatization of state-owned companies were there, thinking about creating or making the public distribution system more effective. So these were some of the policies and programs of the Congress government. As I told you earlier, Whenever political party is there, they make their own programs and policies which will be useful for the citizens of the country. So these were some of the policies and programs of Congress government. Now from BJP onwards, we will be seeing it in the next class. Thank you.